Swat! What's up, everybody? It's your man Bennett back here and again. And welcome back to the Not Your Mama's Fantasy Football League, Volume 7. Got ourselves the end of the year power ranking award ceremony playoff. All of it. Video wrap up conclusion statement. Hello! So, without further ado, let's get on into it before my baby son pops out of my pregnant wife. Okay, we did it, folks. We made it through the whole year. How'd you do? Well, turns out in a 12-team league, only 4 teams make the playoffs. Therefore, 8 of us, including myself. What do we do now? Well, we look towards next year. Let's start with the final rankings of how the 2024 season shook out. Shall we? Yes, we shall. We'll start with the 12th place team here at the bottom. Down, boy, down. It's Team Robs. Let's hear it for Team Robs. Perfect from start to finish. 0-15. God bless him. He drafted Breece Hall, Puka Nacua, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman, Mark Andrews, Dak Prescott, Jordan Addison in the 9th round. All of these players have missed time. Hold on, I'm going to close the door. Let her have that phone call. So what was I saying? Team Rob's players miss time. We tip our cap. We wave our sword to our comrade and brother in arms, Mr. Evan Michael Roberts. Hey, Merry Christmas. The better days ahead. And hey, who's to say that these aren't great days now? Just because you win 0-15 in this league, it doesn't even matter, right? So, hey, love it. We'll move on to the 11th place team. Let's go do that. We'll move on to the 11th place team. And of course, the 11th place team is Better with Cheddar. I don't know how Ben finishes the year in 11th place. Makes no sense to me. I think he got very unlucky. Started the season with high hopes. He drafted, CeeDee Lamb with the 5th overall pick. I think the Cowboys had a lot of hopes there. He got players like Drake London, James Conner, T. Higgins, and you could argue that all these guys have underperformed. He did draft David Montgomery in the 6th round, probably a steal of the year. This team outscored the league on 2 occasions in weeks 4 and 6. Happy holidays to Ben. Better days ahead to Better with Cheddar. We'll move right along to the 10th place team. 10th place team in these year rankings, and it is the Quinn Dynasty, yes. Finishing the year at 6-9. Bit of a disappointment, and I bring some dishonor to my family, as it were. However, I think, not for lack of trying, Justin Jefferson, Jahmyr Gibbs, they stole the show at the 12th and 13th picks. Pretty good, dominated that. But, Stephon Diggs going down, Rashee Rice going down, Ken Walker missing too much time, George Pickens not really doing anything until Russell got going recently. And I will say, tip of my own hat to myself, Jaden Daniels in the 7th round, pretty good. Brock Bowers in the 10th round, that's just, really good. Those are steals of the draft. Outscored the league twice in weeks 3 and 7. Big whoop. 10th place. We're going to move right along. Room to grow. 9th place team. 9th place team in these year rankings. And it's Kids College Funds Baby. Kids College Funds Baby. Corey. I know he don't like this one bit. Ben and Corey used to be top dogs. Now they're bottom dogs. Don't like that. But this team fought to the bitter end. Obviously. Drafted Bijan Robinson with the 2nd overall pick. And I think that was actually a pretty good call. Nico Collins goes down. Jalen Hurts, Ramondre Stevenson, Zay Flowers, Amari Cooper, Najee Harris. Very inconsistent bunch. This team will look to bounce back next year. But hey, as Christmas approaches. At least the Minnesota Vikings are looking pretty good. So we'll move right along to the 8th place team. The 8th place team in these year rankings, and it's the Ghost of Bongtown. That's right. Underperformed all year. Drafted Jamar Chase with the 9th overall pick. You know, I love Jamar Chase. I think they just took so long to get going. That was a big hindrance. Then guys like Isaiah Pacheco go down. Brandon Ayuk, Anthony Richardson. You get benched. Anyway, Trey McBride in the 6th round. That was a great pickup there in the 6th round. Team had led the league in scoring twice in week 2 and again in week 10. You know, in week 10 he scored over 150 points. Pretty good. And this team gets the award for the biggest beatdown of the year. He beat Team Robs by like 90 points in week 10. So there you go. We love Andrew. Wish you well. And a Merry Christmas to those important to you. We're going to move on. 7th place team. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the lucky number 7. And you know who it is. It's Dork. Dork is going to finish the year 7th place. 8-7. Winning record. And how about that for Randy? Team won more than they lost, and they drafted Saquon with the 11th pick. Terry McLaurin in the 7th round. That's a great steal. But guys like Devon Achane, DK Metcalf, Garrett Wilson didn't really stand the test of time. Dork did outscore the league in week 12 and gets the award for scoring the most points of any team all year. 152.48 is more than anybody. More than anybody did any other week. Dork did it. So, hey, Merry Christmas to you. You did better than your son. So, put that in his face this Christmas morning. We're going to move on to the 6th place team. 6th place team in these here rankings, and it's Brown McDicker. Brown McDicker, formerly Swift Brown Dicker, formerly. This team had the tallest mountain to climb, I'd say. Drafting 1st overall, picking Christian McCaffrey. You know, it's going to have your ups and downs. An up is like last year was an up, where I had Christian McCaffrey, I believe. And he scored a touchdown, I think, pretty much every week. And then there's years like this year, which are downs, where he didn't do that. You know, he followed that pick with Debo, Josh Jacobs, Cooper Kupp, Devonta Smith, Tony Pollard, Kyler Murray. I don't think any of these guys performed when they all together. It's like, so what else? This team led the league in scoring in week 1 and again in week 11, where he scored over 152 points. Wow. This team also got the smallest margin of victory award by defeating Team Robs in week 7 by 0.42 point. Less than half of 1 point. So Merry Christmas to the Turner family. I'm going to go listen to some music by the great artist called Mappings. Or is it the artist or the album? I'm gonna go listen to Mappings. Let me take that back. Merry Christmas to the Turner family, and I'm going to listen to Mappings. 5th place team in these here rankings. And it's grand salami time, baby. Okay, just missed the playoffs. Sorry, baby. Smallest of margins. I mean, geez. Super competitive all year. One of the best teams all year. And there's just not enough room in the playoffs for this team. I mean, 9-6, and there's a playoff team that's 9-6 that just beat. It's so close. But a true contender to the end. She picked Amon-Ra St. Brown, Rashad White, James Cook, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow. Again, these are guys that are like, they're all firing now for sure. But I think some of them, Travis Kelce, Joe Burrow, took time. Like they weren't really doing it at the beginning. So again, not firing on all cylinders together. But And then the Chris Godwin injury was just a little because he was doing good. He was like a top 10 type guy, that kind of trajectory. What can we say? This team outscored the league in week 5. So we're going to say Merry Christmas. And perhaps by the next video, have a new baby in the family. I think. Depending. Debatable. Yeah, I think so. We'll see. We're going to move on now to the 4th place team. 4th place team in these here rankings. And these are the top 4 teams. Congratulations. These are the teams that are in the final playoff push. I'm going to start with the 4th place team. And of course, it is a Moldy Biscuits. Michael, former champion. Back in the playoffs once again. This diabolical, dangerous team. This scrappy team. Drafted A.J. Brown with the 8th pick. Travis Etienne. Whoops. But then guys like Malik Neighbors panned out. Even, could have done even better. But Malik Neighbors put up numbers. Lamar Jackson, Aaron Jones, George Kittle. And then a little lad by the name of Ladd McConkey in the 9th frickin' round. 9th round for Ladd McConkey. And I believe if Michael is to win this year, whether it's the first round of the playoffs, and if he's lucky enough to make it to the championship round, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it'll have a little something to do with Ladd McConkey. Because at least Ladd McConkey got you here. There you go. This team outscored the league in, week 8. So, Michael is the 4th seed, taking on the 1st seed. More on that later. We're going to move on to the 3rd place team. 3rd place team in these here rankings, and it's Master Cook. Master Cook finishes the year 10-5. Allen just slaying beasts all year. And would never think less about the Cook boys making the playoffs here. He's ready to have his bite at the apple, his chance to shine here. Drafted Jonathan Taylor with his first pick. Guys like Marvin Harrison, Sam Laporta. He picked up Patrick Mahomes off the waiver, and Mahomes was a bottom feeder for the first half of the season, and now he's kind of playing like he's playing a little bit better. Just got a little gimped up, so I don't know where the equilibrium falls. But the other thing that's interesting about this team is that when it comes to points for, Master Cook has scored 1,525 points on the year. 1,525. Which would mean only Team Robs has scored less. This is outside of Team Robs. This team has scored the least points, which means very favorable matchups to get to this place. But do points matter, or does winning matter? Because maybe he's just a winner with divine favor. He takes on the second-rate team. More on that now. Second-place team, you can smell him. You can hear it. It's cooking on the grill. Maybe take a bite. Okay, and it's Ozide. Way to go. This, Darren's got the juice. He didn't, no one would have called that at the beginning of the year. Let's just call it what it is. No one's going to say Darren's got the juice. But you know what? I thought Darren had the juice. He's in the playoffs ready to rumble. This isn't his first rodeo. He's been to the playoffs before. He's been to the championship round before. So, he drafted Kyron Williams with the 10th overall pick. Great pick. Guys like Devontae Adams, got traded, and you got Joe Mixon, and he's played Bo Nix, Jared Goff. This team has just kind of figured it out as they've gone along, and they've done enough to get to the 2nd place in these rankings. And now he's just 2 wins away from claiming the crown for the Vay family. So, that's that. We'll move on to the first place team. Top team in these here rankings to finish the year of 2024. Good luck in the playoffs. And, of course, top seed is the Fancy Lads. Whitney's at the top. He doesn't give a rip. Most obvious top team all year. for a veritable variety of reasons. And now I'm going to explain some of them to you now, as there's some squirrels having some sort of mating, some sort of sexual squirrel dance going on out there. Get a room. So, Whitney, what did he do? He drafted Tyreek Hill with the 4th pick. And you know what? Tyreek Hill is still Tyreek freaking Hill, but I think Tyreek Hill kind of got relegated away. He's kind of hiding over here. He's hiding over here. Okay? Just over there. Can't really even see him. But he's there. He's doing something. Okay? Okay, forget about Tyreek Hill. And then he gets Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, DeAndre Swift, Jackson Smith and Jigba in the 7th round. He's currently the 7th ranked wide receiver in fantasy when he got him in the 7th round. Mike Evans crushing it like he always crushes it. Josh Allen, number 1 quarterback by a mile. And then Derrick Henry doing what Derrick Henry do. He was averaging a touchdown a week pretty much all year. What else? This team has got all the momentum, all the pieces. Has found a way to win. It's not even finding a way to win. When Josh Allen and Derrick Henry combined for like 80 points, and then you got the consistent JSN and the consistent Mike Evans. Oh, and then you know what? I'm going to put Tyreek Hill at my flex now that Miami's actually like coming back. This team's a little messed up. Outscored the league in week 9, again in week 15. Josh Allen scored 58 points by himself in week 14. So, okay, long video. Apologies. So anyway, that's the top team is Fancy Lads. So we're going to talk real briefly about the 2 games. We got the Fancy Lads versus the Moldy Biscuits in the 1st round. We also have O-Side Vedigo versus Master Cook in the 1st round. So we have the Whitney against Michael. We have the Darren against Allen. You know, we got a lot of power here. So, you know, Whitney, he's the top dog, most likely playing guys like Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, JSN. He does have Tua, Brian Thomas Jr., DeAndre Swift. So those are kind of like his toolkit. He's got some other stuff, but those are his main pieces. At the same time, Michael's got Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Jones. He could play around with some Jerry Jeudy, Travis Etienne, Keenan Allen, of course, Vlad McConkey. Tough decisions, I think, for Moldy Biscuits. Thinking more straightforward, just here's my attack plan for Fancy Lads. And Fancy Lads drink tea and biscuits, Moldy Biscuits. Who can the Fancy Lads handle the Moldy Biscuits? Powerhouses, monumental. We'll see. Game number 2, of course. O-Side Vedigo, Master Cook, Darren and O-Side Vedigo, they found themselves in the 2nd seed, so they're going to be, you know, Kyron Williams, Joe Mixon, Devontae Adams, Jaden Reed, perhaps, you know, Bo Nix or Jared Goff at quarterback, Christian Watson. He's got Zach Charbonnet. Is Ken Walker out? We've seen Zach Charbonnet. If Ken Walker's in, he does nothing. If Ken Walker's out, Charbonnet could go in there and who knows? I mean, it's tough to say. Especially this week. It's a lot. So Darren's got some decisions to make. Meanwhile, Master Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, Marvin Harrison, DJ Moore, Sam Laporta. Does he go with Brock Purdy? Does he go with Patrick Mahomes? Major decisions to be made. May the best man win. So, thank you for tuning in this week. Best of luck to the teams in the playoffs. And great happy Christmas, New Year's, and so forth to all the other teams for participating this year. Another video to talk about the championship when that is determined here in just a few days. Send all your prayers and special thoughts and treatments to my wife. My wife. as she concludes her pregnancy with the result of a child born from her loins. Mine too. We're involved. My loins as well. We're also involved. So, what else can we say? Merry Christmas.